Hey everyone, welcome to the 5-day Ditch or Diet Challenge. My name is Jamie and I'm your host. So today we're diving into one of my favorite parts of this whole process, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. I just want to make sure that you have your workbook. If you don't have your workbook, go back and check the email. I'll link it below just in case you do not have access to it. I'll link it below just so you can have quick access to it. I put together new and exclusive recipes just for this challenge. Usually I use recipes from my cookbook just because they're tried and true recipes, but these recipes are specifically formulated for this program. So you got a breakfast, you got a lunch, you got a dessert one, because we all know the desserts are sometimes what trip us up the most. So you got that in there plus other goodies. So don't not have that. All right, so I wanted to today's challenge is a two-part challenge, and I also wanted to start this challenge by saying that I am not necessarily promoting diet. Like, I'm not promoting dieting, I'm not promoting weight loss. What I'm promoting is self-confidence and empowerment. If that means that losing a few pounds is going to help you feel a little more confident, a little more empowered, a little more better in your own skin, then that is what I'm promoting here. And the reason why I say that, because the majority of people that I work with, the majority of women that I know, I mean, even teenagers, even kids these days, I hear are on diets, and it literally breaks my heart. And that was me. I was actually that young child. I became that teenager, and up until recently, within the past 10 years, I've really learned what it takes to break that mentality, break that thinking, and really find this confidence and empowerment in yourself by just living a healthy lifestyle. And it doesn't mean that I don't necessarily promote one diet over another. That is not here nor there. But I am talking about the fact that there are more diets on the market now than ever, and we're more obese as a society than ever. And that is discouraging and quite concerning, actually. So it's not about giving you the next diet, really. It's about finding this middle ground and ditching that whole diet mentality, which is what we're going to talk about today, and really figuring out what does work. So I hope you tune in for the whole challenge. I hope you accept the challenge and actually take action on the challenge. So I work with very busy women, women that have a lot going on. And the thing is that they don't want something else added to their schedule, added to their to-do list. They don't want to be in the kitchen prepping for hours. They don't want to have to spend hundreds at the grocery store since they have, a lot of kids to feed or a lot of things going on. So that's really, with anything really, with any healthy lifestyle we want to embark on, we don't want it to extract from our lives. So my philosophy is that you have to eat anyway, right? You have to pretty much go to the grocery store anyway. You have to cook anyway. You have to, you're making dinner anyway. And I want you to make those choices the best choices possible. Your week is going to come and go whether you want it to or not. So why not have it be the most successful week? And that is, we're going to dive into that more throughout the challenge. But that's really what I promote in my coaching, and what I want you to know, that I'm not necessarily going to be adding to your to-do list by taking part in this challenge. I'm going to help you make smarter options and choices. All right, so I have my notes here just so, I want to get to all the good points today. But the two-part challenge is essentially, we're talking about mindset, and then we're talking about the food element. So the mindset is really key. You don't want to be on another diet. The diets are, chances are, we're always on a diet, right? Like I'm saying, like it's women, it's teenagers, it's kids, and there's more power to you if you wake up and you're like, damn, I look good today. I'm, like that mentality is amazing. But like I'm saying, the majority of people that I know and that I work with and that I talk to do not have that mentality. So I want to work on swapping that mentality so that maybe you're not like feeling like Beyonce in the mirror, but you're like, all right, cool. Like, I don't really have to beat myself up today or work, run miles on the treadmill today or feel like I need to eat cabbage and lettuce today because of the way I look. Like, that's not fair to you. So we don't want it to be another diet, and we also want to create confidence in ourselves to know that you can, in fact, get the body that you want without depriving yourself, without spending hours at the gym. That's not the answer. And the thing is that we lost a lot of confidence in ourselves when we say, the diet starts Monday and I'm only eating grilled chicken and broccoli for the whole week, and then guess what happens on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday evening when we bail on that idea because eating grilled chicken and broccoli is the most boring, and like, that's not the way to live life, And so we lose that confidence in ourselves and the ability to lose weight. So because we're like, I can't do it. I tried this 1 million times before. I really can't do it. So we want to change that mentality, okay? And it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. So if you want to, it doesn't have to be a week on or a week off. It doesn't have to be a month on or a month off, a year on or a year off. And that's what we can do as women. We're like, damn it, I messed up on Sunday. Now I'm going to, I might as well not even start and have my smoothie on Monday. That's not the behavior that we want. We want to understand that I indulge in dessert on Sunday because I deserve it, because I wanted it, because that is totally fine to have chocolate brownies every once in a while. But guess what? The next meal is the only thing that matters. The next second is the only thing that matters, what you do next. There's different tactics that you can do to rebound from the influx of sugar or carbohydrates or whatever, but you don't want to beat yourself up like that. So it doesn't have to be this all or nothing philosophy. There can be a nice common even ground there, and that's really what I aim to teach and to go through and really have you understand through by the end of this challenge that, like I'm saying, you don't, it's just about making those smart choices throughout the week, throughout the day, because you're obviously eating anyway, to have you get the most success out of 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, okay? And that goes for whether you're choosing something, making something for dinner, choosing something out of a vending machine, going out for dinner and getting something. There's always the smartest option to have. So instead of, I'm on a diet, I can really only have, the chicken with the dressing on the side, the salad with the dressing on the side with some grilled chicken. But what you really want is some pasta. So we have to work on finding that middle ground there, so that maybe you can, so you're not actually binging on that later, or once you get your hands on some pasta, you're eating it all, and then it's this very unhealthy cycle there. So that's kind of the first part. We want to ditch that whole, we want to honestly try to stop using the word diet. We want to stop thinking that it's all or nothing. This is what I'm going to get into now. What to do then? So what do we do? What do we eat instead? What are some options here? And what I talk about is going back to basics, essentially. When I started this live, I was saying that there's more diets than ever, there's more programs than ever, yet we're more confused than ever. And that's because there's no magic diet, no magic pill that's going to just solve all of our problems for us. Because the thing is that we know what to do to lose weight. This is not rocket science. This is not something that is new to us. We know that we need to eat less and move more. But the thing is that it can be confusing what to eat, right? It can be expensive. You're like, well, I want to eat healthier, but it seems so expensive, especially to go to Whole Foods or to go to these stores, or I don't even know what to buy. You think that you have to spend hours prepping in the kitchen, and so you're like, just forget it. And or maybe you think that you are eating healthy by eating certain foods that could actually be sabotaging you. So it's not for the lack of effort on anyone's part, it's just for the lack of really understanding or tracking or being aware of what is actually going on. So I talk about going back to basics, and essentially what I mean is incorporate, instead of extracting things, let's add in more of the good things. Like we're gonna add in more veggies, more fruits, more nuts, more seeds, more whole grains, more meats and chicken and fish, and less of the processed foods. So when you add in more of these good foods, you naturally crowd out and have less of the other things. And that is really that is a major key to this puzzle. So you want to incorporate more whole foods. And by doing that, when we see the heavily marketed items, whether it's high fiber, low carb, low sugar, all of the things, and you're like, gluten-free, and you're like, okay, but it's like $5 for this one, loaf of whatever, and you're like, okay, but we don't have to fall for those things, like the granola bar that has all this high fiber in it. You can, by utilizing whole foods, you can, a yam is also gluten-free, dairy-free, low, or, all the things that you're looking for, and it costs like 49 cents. So there's ways to go about it that can really make it easier on you, and that's the how, really. So we're talking right now, challenge day 1, we're just simply talking about the mindset and about the what, but the how is like, how do I incorporate all this stuff into my life? And that is what I do as a health coach. I really help people figure out exactly how to, get the food into your diet, how to make it in a snap. Like, take the sweet potato, throw it in the microwave, and press the potato button, and it cooks on its own. Do not spend 45 minutes roasting a potato. That is not worth your time. So these little hacks, where to shop, what to buy, those things are the how, but really the what, which is what we get tripped up on sometimes, can be confusing also. So really the what is what I'm saying is going back to basics and utilizing these nutrient dense, vitamin rich whole foods. And by doing that, you naturally crowd out the less healthier items, which you could be thinking are healthy because it's low fat, or those items that are labeled as all of those different marketing schemes label, the ingredient lists are usually not the healthiest. So when you're buying whole foods, when you're shopping just for whole foods, or making really delicious foods from whole foods, you can trust that the ingredients are going to be really, really amazing. And that is really like the basis behind this book. Is I put that together because you can utilize all these really rich and beautiful whole foods and make really simple, easy recipes. I tried to complicate the recipes because they were so simple, and I had trouble doing it. I'm like, just blend until smooth. They're like, just chop this up and throw it together. So it's really fun. I'm really happy about that. But that's really the basis, the backbone of this challenge and my coaching is we're adding in more of the good. And then we're going to get into more of the good stuff about how to actually, great, you said eat whole foods. Now, do I get to eat 25 sweet potatoes in one day? And no, that's not the answer. We're going to dive into all of that later in the challenge. But I wanted to just lay that groundwork for today because that is going to be the basis of your success. And and so you don't want to limit yourself. You don't want to limit yourself just to 2 shakes a day or no carb, because guess what? As soon as you say that, you're like, you want anything but a shake and you want all of the carbs in the world. So it's not about that lifestyle. So your challenge for today is to, 1, stop using the word diet, stop saying you're on a diet, stop limiting yourself to to eat. Stop restricting yourself, but instead add in more of these really beautiful, rich whole foods into your diet. And start with something small, you know, start with the sweet potato. Pick up a sweet potato. If you can buy them in a bunch. You just simply rinse them off, throw some in the microwave. I put them like 5 at a time. I cook them up, and you know, by doing that, maybe and have that as a side to your lunch. You might not want that craving for that bag of chips, or you might not have that sweet craving for some chocolate. And you would really be surprised because, for example, sweet potatoes are very sweet. So if you're someone, especially who has a sweet craving, that can go a long way. And it's a very grounding food. And yes, so anyway, we're going to be diving in some more fun stuff later in the week, and I hope to see you over there and tuned in. We will be going live every single day at 6 p.m. So I will see you tomorrow.